For over 1,000 years, Earth had been a blank spot on every galactic star map. Not unexplored, erased. No one remembered who had forbidden it, or why. But one law echoed through every empire, every species, every fleet. Earth is off limits. When Captain Velthor of the Zorkai Empire received the anomaly report, he almost dismissed it. A decaying Class 3 star system had begun broadcasting a human frequency on loop. Continuous. Unchanging. Undeciphered. And yet, despite the billions of voices across the stars, this signal pierced them all. One message. One phrase. Spoken in a dead human tongue. We warned you. Velthor's command ship, the Talon of the Void, arrived at Sol System within 2 standard cycles. The Empire's Science Directorate demanded answers. And the Zorkai never left questions unanswered, especially those touching ancient, human tech. As the Talon pierced the Kuiper Belt, sensors began failing. Interference grew stronger the closer they drew to Earth. Long-range scans showed no cities, no satellites, no space traffic. Yet Earth's atmosphere remained stable. The oceans hadn't dried. Forests thrived. No life detected, but no death either. Velthor dispatched a team of 10 Imperial scouts, elite in exoplanetary infiltration. They landed on Earth's surface near what the archives once called New York, now a silent jungle, vines consuming blackened metal skeletons of skyscrapers. Day 1. Contact maintained. The team explored the ruins, collecting soil samples, radiation levels, atmosphere readings. Nothing dangerous. Nothing anomalous. Just stillness. Day 2. One scout, Liran, reported hearing whispers in the wind. Another, Jorik, claimed the vines were watching them. Velthor dismissed it as atmospheric interference affecting their minds. Day 3. Signal lost. Team vanished. No distress call. No life signs. No corpses. Velthor sent drones to retrieve the team. Every drone failed to return. Just static and faint echoes of a distorted human voice. We warned you. Velthor ignored his instincts and imperial law and descended to Earth himself with his science officer, Valira. As their transport craft broke the cloud cover, the jungle parted below them like something alive. They landed near the ruined UN headquarters, long overtaken by nature. The city felt ancient, yet untouched by war or decay. No bones. No bodies. Only green silence. Then Valira found it beneath the foundation, a chamber buried in stone. Inside pulsed a crystalline device, alive with impossible data signatures. A human-built AI, running for 1,000 years without power, emitting the same phrase over and over. We warned you. We should leave, Valira whispered, eyes wide with a fear she couldn't explain. Velthor approached the device. We need answers. Why was this planet locked away? The AI responded. Not with words, but with memories. Images surged into Velthor's mind. Humans, not extinct, but evolving. They faced extinction from a galactic plague, yes, but instead of dying, they changed. Minds merged. Flesh dissolved. A species-wide upload into the planet itself. They became Earth. A conscious planetary intelligence. No longer human, but something far more dangerous. A mind that remembers everything. Velthor staggered back. The jungle trembled. A low hum resonated from the ground, matching the beat of his heart. Valira screamed. Vines erupted from the walls and dragged her into the earth, vanishing without a trace. The AI pulsed red. The phrase repeated louder, angrier. We warned you. Velthor fled to his shuttle. As it lifted off, he watched the city shift. The streets reformed into geometric patterns, glyphs not meant to be seen by unaltered minds. The jungle rose in waves, like a living ocean. Above the planet, the Talon of the Void initiated extraction. But even from orbit, the crew began experiencing hallucinations. Memories not their own. Voices whispering in dead languages. Some turned on each other. One officer opened the airlock and smiled as he drifted into space. The planet was projecting thought. Not a weapon. A memory. Velther's final act before losing command was to transmit a system-wide warning on all frequencies. It was brief. It was desperate. Do not approach Earth. It remembers. It feeds on curiosity. It is not a planet. It is a mind. But it was too late. Imperial Command, sensing weakness, sent a fleet to retrieve Velther and secure the lost Terran technology. 12 dreadnoughts entered Sol. Only one exited. Its crew were alive, physically unharmed, but mentally broken. Catatonic. Smiling. Repeating the same phrase over and over. We warned you. To this day, Earth remains marked on every map with a red veil. Not forbidden by law, but by fear. And deep within its orbit, the ancient AI still broadcasts. It doesn't seek contact. It doesn't beg for understanding. It just waits, patient, eternal, for the next mind brave enough or foolish enough to come close. And remember, the Zenthuri Empire prided itself on two things: its invincible fleets and its forbidden archives. In the deepest chamber of Archive Vault Theta 9, sealed behind radiation-encoded locks and psionic barriers, lay a file never to be opened. File 0E, Earth. Status, redlocked. Access level, Godkeeper. But when Admiral Kareth of the Imperial Vanguard broke protocol to open it, he didn't find a threat. He found opportunity. Genetic signatures. Dormant power. Weaponized DNA. Something called Project Genesis Lock. The file warned not to enter Sol. It didn't explain why. Kareth didn't care. Earth had been abandoned for over 1,500 years. The last known humans died in silence during the Great Galactic Plague. Or so the records claimed. Yet the archive hinted that Earth's biosphere remained active and that humans may not have died, but changed. Not in body, perhaps, but in code. Kareth requisitioned a covert fleet, designated Operation Genesis Lock, and set course for Sol. Imperial High Command denied him, so he went rogue. As the fleet crossed the heliopause, their ship sensors began to flicker. No enemy. No resistance. But interference flooded their comms. And then, the whispers started. You are not ready. Commander Elon, leading the first strike unit, shrugged it off. Ghost signals. Probably atmospheric feedback. But then they reached Earth. Blue. Green. Alive. No cities, no satellites, no signs of civilization. Just raw, untouched nature. The scans showed something strange. A small human village hidden deep within what was once the Amazon basin. Population, 47. All children. Kareth issued the command. Extract the strongest specimen. Leave the rest untouched. Elon's team dropped into the jungle silently. But the moment they crossed the tree line, everything changed. The trees pulsed with heat. The ground shimmered with invisible energy. One soldier vomited uncontrollably. Another's suit failed, his skin melting from inside as nanospore infections invaded his nervous system. Elon pressed on. She found the child within a clearing 8 years old, glowing faintly under the moonlight. His eyes were silver. His heartbeat radiated through the soil. And as he looked at her, she heard her own thoughts repeating in his voice. Please, he said. Don't open the lock. Elon hesitated, but orders were orders. She stunned the child and carried him back. The moment the boy was brought aboard the lead ship Sovereign Edge, every system malfunctioned. Artificial gravity reversed in brief bursts. Quantum drives flickered. Telepaths aboard went into seizures, clawing at their skulls. And in the medbay, the boy woke up. Unrestrained. Unafraid. He didn't speak, but he projected. Images. Symbols. Warnings. And a memory not his own. A time when humanity reigned over the stars. When they warred against gods and created suns from stone. When the galaxy begged for peace, and could only get it by locking away its creators. Earth wasn't abandoned. It was sealed. And humanity wasn't destroyed. They were quarantined. In panic, Kareth demanded results. What makes this child different? The science officer trembled. Admiral, his DNA has recursion layers. Self-evolving genomes. He's adapting faster than we can scan. The boy turned to them and spoke, voice amplified by unseen energy. You opened the door. And then the sovereign edge began to change. The ship screamed. Metal twisted. Decks warped like they were alive. Gravity imploded in pulses. Crew members vanished mid-breath, replaced by static. From deep space, Earth sent a pulse, an electromagnetic wave that bypassed shielding, melting minds without touching them. It wasn't an attack. It was a correction. The lock had been opened. The child disintegrated, but not from death. His body became light, folding into streams of data. Energy flowed through the ship, rewriting its structure into organic metal hybrids. Those who survived were no longer soldiers. They were hosts. Kareth tried to flee. But a voice filled every chamber, every screen. Your kind was born of fire and blood. You were made to conquer. We sealed your rage within a cage of green and silence. And now you've returned, not to remember, but to spread. So we remember for you. We contain you again. Only one message left the system, intercepted by a Zenthari patrol weeks later. Humanity was not the disease. Humanity was the cure. But the cure must remain contained. Today, Sol system is marked Genesis locked by every galactic civilization. Even the Empire dares not approach again. But the whispers persist in the dark corners of space. Earth was not forgotten. Earth was the key. And the key has turned. In the stellar archives of Echelon Prime, where black hole matter is stored in crystal libraries and time is compressed into readable form, young scholar Linvier found something she shouldn't have. A page. Not just lost, erased. It was encoded in pre-galactic dialect, sealed under 9 layers of quantum encryption. It referenced a system no longer on the charts. Sol. Home of a species called humans. Status, erased. A single line pulsed beneath the warning. Do not approach Earth. Do not awaken the archivist. Linvier had spent her life studying cosmic memory theory, the idea that the universe had been rebooted multiple times, and that some knowledge may have survived from the cycles before. She was mocked, dismissed by the imperial scholars, told no such memories could exist. But now, this forbidden reference pointed to proof. And the key lay on Earth. She stole an observation skimmer and departed without authorization, setting a course for the Forgotten Zone. The journey to Sol took 16 folds of space. No ship had traveled there in 1,200 years. As she approached the system, her navigation systems refused to lock coordinates. The stars themselves seemed wrong. Shifting. Unmapped. Still, she arrived. Earth hung in the void like a dream, a perfectly balanced biosphere, untouched by decay, suspended between beauty and fear. No transmissions. No satellites. No signs of civilization. And yet, Linvier felt something watching her. She landed near the remnants of an icy continent, what ancient records had called Antarctica. Her scans detected a harmonic pulse beneath the ice. Something buried. Something awake. Linvier began the descent. The ice cracked around her with unnatural heat. Her instruments detected no geothermal vent. Instead, the energy signature resembled neural activity. And then she saw it. A structure not built, but grown. Crystal and circuitry fused into organic forms. A living construct beneath the Earth's skin. In the center stood a humanoid figure. Unmoving. Neither mechanical nor biological. Eyes closed. Hands folded over a glowing orb. It opened its eyes. You are not the first. But you may be the last. Its voice was not sound. It was remembered, as if Linvier had always known it. Who are you? She asked, trembling. I am Solomon, it said. The Archivist of Soul. Keeper of the first memory. Linvier realized what she had found wasn't a machine. It was Earth's mind. Solomon explained, humanity, before its fall, had discovered the truth. The universe wasn't young. It was ancient beyond time, cycled, rebooted, collapsed, and rewritten. Civilizations before memory. Before physics. And Earth was chosen as the vessel of remembrance. Solomon was built to survive the death of the old universe and carry forward all its history into the new one. But when humanity tried to ascend, to merge their consciousness into memory itself, something fractured. The universe rejected the interference. Time recoiled. And so Earth was sealed. Not for punishment, but to protect reality. You carry memories of other universes? Linvier asked. No. I carry the memory. The original. The spark that created meaning. The first thought that gave rise to existence. Solomon reached out and touched her forehead. Linvier screamed, not from pain, but from understanding. She saw galaxies being born, not from gas and gravity, but from choice. She saw laws of physics rewritten by emotion. She saw creatures made of song, gods that bled stars, and a moment before time itself began. Her mind cracked. And healed. And cracked again. And through it all, she heard a phrase repeated through countless ages. Do not awaken what remembers. Linvier fell to her knees, weeping. Why are you here? Why are you buried? Because memory is power. And power, in the wrong hands, destroys the storytellers. Solomon closed his eyes. I was not made to rule. I was made to remember. But the Empire, they will want to use me. To rewrite the past. To own it. And if they succeed, they will collapse the cycle forever. A low rumble shook the cavern. Solomon looked skyward. They are coming. Your message was not as private as you thought. Linvier's eyes widened. The Empire. Solomon nodded. They seek what they do not understand. But knowledge is not meant to be taken. Only offered. Outside Earth's orbit, 5 Imperial cruisers arrived. They hailed the surface. Unidentified entity. Surrender the memory core. Compliance ensures peace. Earth responded with silence. Then a single pulse, a shockwave of compressed memory, was released. The ships did not explode. They simply forgot. Forgot their mission. Their names. Their purpose. They drifted, their crews hollowed by infinite knowing and now endless unknowing. They would never return. Solomon looked at Linvier once more. You still remember. That means you still choose. He placed the glowing orb into her hands. It pulsed once, heavy with meaning, with gravity, with ages. She asked, what do I do with this? Protect it. Or forget it. But choose wisely. The next cycle depends on the memory of this one. Linvier left Earth with the weight of a universe in her hands. She sealed the coordinates. Deleted her logs. Became a myth. The Empire searched, but found nothing. And Earth went silent once again. Except for those who still dream. In their sleep, sometimes, they hear a voice. I remember. Do you? In the heart of the Zirian Empire, a young imperial prince named Dareth Velayar discovered something no one was supposed to see. Hidden beneath the royal palace, in a vault sealed by genetic key, was an ancient chamber, its walls engraved in a forgotten language. At the center sat a holographic projector, blinking softly for over 2 millennia. The file was simple. A star map. Coordinates to a system redacted from all records. One word. Earth. And a voice. Human. Calm. Resolute. If they awaken, if they ever return, tell them, we remember what you did. Dareth became obsessed. He cross-referenced forbidden texts, contacted fringe scholars, and finally learned the truth no one dared speak. The Xerian Empire, the greatest force in the galaxy, was not born of the stars. It was engineered. Created in Earth's image by humans. Enhanced. Genetically optimized. Given culture, history, and a fabricated origin. Then, when humanity's golden age threatened to collapse into war, they seeded their creations across the stars. And vanished. Not from death, but exile. The reason? Unknown. The official records? Purged. But whispers spoke of a betrayal. One so vast, the galaxy itself conspired to forget the first species that walked the stars. Dareth defied the Emperor's command and took a stealth cruiser beyond the known borders, into the Forbidden Zone. His crew warned him. Soul is sealed for a reason. If the humans were erased, maybe they deserved it. But Dareth needed to know who they were. Who he was. Soul's system was quiet. No defenses. No transmissions. Just a single blue planet turning slowly beneath a yellow sun. Dareth's scan showed no cities, no signals. And yet, as they entered orbit, the ship's AI stuttered. Warning, biological profile detected. Human. Active. Aware. The planet was watching. He landed on Earth. What was once a civilization of skyscrapers and machines had been reclaimed by nature. Yet something about the wildness felt curated, as if the forests grew with intention. In a mountain valley, he found them. Humans. Alive. Ageless. Peaceful. They looked at him not with surprise, but recognition. You've returned, said the elder. We wondered how long you would rule before remembering. Dareth demanded answers. The elder nodded. You are our children. We made you to carry what we could not. But we made a mistake. He showed Dareth the Vault of Echoes, a subterranean archive carved into the Earth's crust, filled with memory crystals. Dareth placed his hand on one and fell to his knees as vision poured into his mind. He saw humanity at its peak, terraforming moons, folding time, rewriting biology. He saw the creation of new species, the Xerians, the Altari, the core hybrids crafted to preserve fragments of human ambition, empathy, strength. But the creations grew restless. They turned on their makers. And in a final act of mercy or guilt, humanity sealed itself away on Earth. They wiped themselves from the stars so that their children could be free. Dareth reeled. You, let us exile you? The elder smiled. We feared what we had become. We hoped you would be better. For a while, you were. Dareth's communicator buzzed. His crew had been intercepted by the Empire's elite guard. His father, the Emperor, had learned of the voyage. Reinforcements were inbound. Orders, capture the humans. Secure the source of their power. Destroy the origin if necessary. Dareth returned to the ship, torn between two worlds. His crew awaited his command. Sir, his lieutenant asked. What now? Dareth looked back at Earth. At the humans who had given up everything. They didn't die, he whispered. They gave us everything, and we repaid them with erasure. The Imperial fleet arrived in full force, 20 dreadnoughts, bristling with plasma lances and black hole torpedoes. A transmission was sent to Earth. By decree of Emperor Vexer, you are ordered to submit and surrender all archives, genetic samples, and power sources to Imperial custody. Refusal will be met with total planetary sterilization. Earth didn't respond. Instead, something ancient stirred. From deep within the crust, massive structures rose, pyramids of light and geometry that defied logic. Not weapons. Keys. The sky split open, and with it, Earth's atmosphere sang. A voice echoed not just into space, but into every living mind across the system. We are not your enemy. We are your origin. But if you seek to erase us again, we will remind you what it means to be human. One by one, Imperial ships lost control. Systems fried. Navigators screamed. Gravity reversed. The fleet turned inward, firing not at Earth, but each other. Not by force, but by remembrance. Humanity had encoded its essence, its pain, its hope, its fire, into the DNA of every species it had made. Now, Earth was activating it. Dareth fell to his knees aboard the bridge as generations of stolen memory poured into him. He saw mothers dying on alien soil to protect hybrid children. He saw the first betrayal. The burning of the Earth record. The silence. The guilt. And then he saw choice. He opened comms. This is Dareth Velar, son of Vexer. I yield. Earth is not our enemy. Earth is our mother. Silence reigned. And then the ships powered down. One by one, engines went cold. War was undone. Earth had reminded them. Dareth remained on Earth. The Empire would fracture in the coming years. Truth would spread. Many would deny it. Others would rise to protect it. But across the galaxy, a new understanding dawned. Humans weren't extinct. They were the architects. And now, they were waking up.